you know what time it is and stuff. I was like, nah, I don't want to get, you my boy, I love you, we've been friends for 20-something years, but I don't want to get in no thing. When I get in a flurry and start getting into the conversation of stuff spiritual, you're going to shut down and not say nothing. They got that cutoff valve. Yeah. And we talk about all the ignorant shit. And as soon as we get into something on the conscious level, click, the cutoff valve go, they go to sleep. They driving and shit, but they're asleep. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the same thing. One sister, she went to New York the other week with this brother. You know, both of them conscious, but see, he was into the whole patriarchal Nation of Islam thing, grew up in the 5% and all this kind of thing. And see now, those groups are now falling because it's not because the divine feminine is coming back. There's a book called The Return of the Goddess by, it's the name of that book, it's a blue book, Woodmont. I know the last name is Woodmont. And what he's saying in this book, that the force that you have suppressed, if you lock it down, it just gets stronger. And so now, because that energy, that feminine energy has been suppressed so long, until now it's a damn current, that everything that is standing on top of that energy is going to fall. Because the tide is turned now. And they got all the force, because that's what when we went through the black hole, that is the ultimate feminine energy. So you either get down with the black hole energy, that's the Mayakian energy. So here it is. In the book, it's called The Return of the Goddess, and the last name is Woodmont, and that's what he's making his whole case about in the book. That everything that you deal with, that you have suppressed in the society, is going to come against you. So this brother, he comprehended that old shit, where the woman is subservient. It's the first level of consciousness that we got with. But so he drive all the way to New York with her, and he was like, damn. He just met her 2 months ago. And he told her, hey, I see no reason why we should part and break up. I know both of you, we should part and break up. Because if we do, I'm going to have to take you out.
What?
Kept on driving.
What do you mean? What?
He said, I don't see no reason why we should part or break up. He said, because if we do, I'm going to have to take you out. He kept on driving and shit and shit. Got to drive all the way back from New York with this nigga. And she said, I know damn well this nigga didn't tell me that if he break up with her, he gonna have to kill him. Just some crazy deranged nigga. She didn't see him for 2 months and he ain't never said that, but they went on that fucking trip together. And that monster came out, the dragon came out, or whatever the thing that he needed to slay came out. He's some old crazy ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole concept of the dragon. Now getting back, and in this particular case, the dragon a lot of times with the women is not going to be the mayor. You've made your case, but they're showing you what the deal is because they're like, lock up all you damn men. See what I'm saying? And the rest of the motherfuckers, the high blood pressure going to get them if they don't get that damn dried moss and put in their shoes. You see what I'm saying? All kinds of, you know what I'm saying? But now, this is the stuff out of the stuff. Herbal V, Smart Health USA, Herbal V. This is the one. But like I said, this is the one that you want to use to build that Kundalini energy up. To build a Kundalini energy up, you want to get this one. Now there's a Lady V, it's a white bottle with a pink top and pink label. Pink and white label. Lady V, and that's what you want to take. Just take 2 of them, and you can feel it in the morning, you can build that Kundalini up. Build that Kundalini up. Now any of you guys got wee-wee trouble. Huh? Mama told me about throwing shit. Anyway, now, that's the stuff that will build that Kundalini up. So you're not taking this stuff necessarily for sexual function, although that's good too if your wee-wee don't work. But it's good too. So one, this builds up the sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? The sexual energy. Now, for the severe job about your wee-wee not working, your little tallywhacker, your little dipstick, your little Johnson. This is the stuff you need coming out of Atlanta. This is the hot shit. When this thing here came out, they said this stuff called Stamina RX is all over the country now. Stamina RX. Stamina RX. Now they got a pink pill for ladies. But for you brothers who we don't work, this is not like that. That there you might take that and you build up overnight. This stuff right here, you take 2 of these pills and an hour later, your tallywhacker is Yankee Doodle Dandy. So listen, this shit right here don't play. Stamina RX.
This is all natural.
All natural.
Let me see it.
All natural. Stamina RX. And don't slip none of my pills. Now, I say this. No sample. No, my brother. You're going to have to get your own. Stamina RX. Now they got a lady one also too.
You ought to quit.
It's a pink one for the ladies too. One sister in Chicago, they say took 3. She said I took about 4 of them motherfuckers. I said, what were you trying to do? You crazy? She said, shoot, I like to toe down the damn door of the house. I tore the hinges off the door. I said, shit. Yeah, it's real small and stuff. But that's some stuff. Stamina RX. So now that baby there, that's the baddest thing on the market.
Where do you
Now,
get it?
you can get that. You can get that. They sell that stuff there. You can get Stamina RX. They sell it in most. They selling it. This stuff is so popular, so they selling this thing here in most gas stations.
You say it's natural? Instead of gas?
Yeah, all natural.
that in Ferndale. They do that to help them.
Yeah, you can get this from GNC. Yeah. Now remember, there's a Lady V also. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is this here. See, I like it when I get feedback, like one of the sisters, like one of the sisters, like one of the sisters in Pittsburgh. She was like, she was like, she took the women's and she said it really works. What you want to do is you want to get that essence up. Because when you get that essence up, that's when all the stuff starts happening.
Yeah,
You see, you want to get that particular essence up and stuff like that. No. But there's herbal bee for men. See, they got a catalog out. They got a catalog out. And the catalog tells you all the stuff that work and don't work. They got like 20, 30, 40, 50 pills out. The herbal V you got there, what is Smart Health USA? That's the best on the market as far as building up the energy. But for severe cases, let's say if the sister like, you need to get busy and you need to get busy quick with this bullshit, then you got to reach for that Stamina RX. You see what I'm saying? In 1 hour. What it does is, it's got your Hemmitt in it, but it's got 2 different types. But what it does is it breaks down the capillaries in the penis. And it gives it more stimulation. The Lady V, it breaks down the capillaries, but the sensation is going to be enhanced. The sensation is going to be enhanced also too. So these are things. But what we're talking about here is dealing with the Kundalini energy. That's what we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
The Kundalini energy. We're still on the melanin thing. Y'all all right?
Yeah.
So now, so like I said, now for severe cases, you get that Stamina RX and pump 2 of them up in that nigga ass and maybe 3. if you want to and stuff. But no, if you do 2, it's straight now. Now I'll tell you, I don't take these things because I have any problems. No, I'm only 41. Goddamn, hell. You know what I'm saying? But then again, they are getting reports now that they got guys now because a lot of shit. They got guys in their late 20s now can't get it up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Huh? And different things like that also too. Also, they said that they can't get it up. So so what the deal here is but I'm telling the people it's based on research, of Kundalini research. Kundalini energy. You see, a Kundalini energy and all, you know, and different things like that. So, you know, so those are some things that you need to get into. So let me pour the libation. Let me finish this one first. So now, we know that there's a new goddess that returned, Ishtah. Now write that down, because that's gonna be a queen bee that's gonna get you out of some stuff. Now, like I said, where's my blackboard at? Oh, and we got things.
Yeah, I didn't put it up yet. I get it.
Yeah. When you're doing that, I'm getting ready to just pour the libations. So you can write them on down. I'm gonna get a little nervous if my damn bottle don't come back up there fast. Like my blue. No, that ain't the one. Shit. There you go. Now you can now the Stamina X there, they sell it also in the 2-pack for $1. The Stamina X, you can either get the big bottle. You can get a bottle for you can get 10 for $7 in a bottle. A 2-pack for $1. A 2-pack is like $2. 10 for $7 in the bottle, or you can get the 30-something or whatever the thing for 30-something. You know, but that's the one right there. And they brought that one out and shoot. The niggas in Atlanta, and they even got it up in New York now, and they on the road with that. Now it's interesting here, that's so bad to all the young boys is using it. Because for the young boys, what it does is it gives them more stamina. More staying power, more stamina, and more sensation. For Stamina X. So all the young boys 19 and 20 is using that type of stuff there. Because when they use that one, because they're young, they can't tell the difference. Because the only thing that is doing is it's the same enhancement as they already got in them. You know, here, you know, when the wind blows, that shit getting hard anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they can't really tell the difference. You know, somebody in their 20s, if they just take that one there. But all the older men swear by that one. That's the one to give me that energy. Now, this other Stamina X, they're not using it because they have dysfunction. They're using it because they trying to up the gas as far as the sensation. But see, now but like I say, now that one there, they got a woman. And it was interesting because the sister that was telling me about this one, well, I know this one works based on the sisters, but the sister that was telling me about this was 23 years old. The one that got the pink pill on the lady X, Stamina X lady, she was like, oh, that shit worked. She said, oh, that's off the hook. And I'm like, shit, you 23, shoot, you. You know, but see, they can tell the difference on that one, so it's a whole other enhancement thing. Now, what we're talking about here is, the Kundalini energy is the sexual energy. So it's very key that you understand that. Now, anyway, I think I have to mention about this. This is very important. Let me get my, okay. This is very important. The old name is, okay, you tighten this thing up.
Oh, too much?
No, it's just rusty. Yeah, that'll work. The old name is, and I want this thing to fall. Ishtah. Ishtah. The new name is Ishtah. This is the one that brings the new power. Now, this is the most amazing thing here because we're talking about some stuff that lined up. It's lining up. There was a planet called Planet X, as I talked about, and Planet X was supposed to hit the Earth on still.
Yes, it's just wobbly. I don't know what's wrong with today. When you write on it, just hold forward still.
Yeah, okay. And so you don't think it's got something to do with these screw things? You need to tighten them up a little bit?
No, the front legs are too close together. And
okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So Planet X was supposed to hit, and it did hit on May 15th, 2003. There was an eclipse on that day. The movie The Matrix came out. There was an eclipse that day. And this particular entity showed up that day. Early that morning, we didn't know who it was. All it was they said, these are some primal beings. Now, Ishtah, like I said now, Ishtah, the sister has her book. Ishtah is in this book, and she takes up 2-3 pages. She takes up 2-3 pages on page 242 in this book. She takes up 2 pages. This, like I said again, for the people that didn't hear me, you must access this book. Now, I mentioned this book the last time I was here in Easter, and only a few people get it. This is the one that you got to get. And they got a hefty price, $22.50, but goddamn, you ain't buying a house.
What's the name of the man?
A Dictionary of Ancient Deities by Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter. This book will free you. Literally, because you have something that you can literally find out what these entities are all over the world. You see what I'm saying? So this is the one. This is the one that you need to deal with. You see?
What was the last name?
Coulter, C-O-U-L-T-E-R. Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter, C-O-U-L-T-E-R. This is the one you want. Okay. This is the one. So Ishtah is her older name. That is the Babylonian goddess, which is the patron goddess of Iraq. Babylonia, Persia, modern day Iraq. This has something to do with stopping her energy. Now the Jews in Israel already said that their main thing was to stop the feminine energy. You see, that's in Richard Barron's book, The Lost Scrolls of King Solomon. The Lilith energy. But they understood that the chief goddess with all this power was the one that was in Babylonia and later on Persia. That's Ishtah, the chief patron goddess over a sexual goddess. I'll read some of that in a few minutes. That's the one that they was trying to stop. Now, it's interesting because after the war on 5/15/03, on 5/15/03, and that's how they build the matrix. They said 5/15/03. That morning, one of the psychic sisters said there's some primal energy that's coming through. And I talked about this yesterday. It's the primal energy that is coming through. The sister Kundalini, I said, can you give me the names? I need the names. That's how I'll be able to work and know what it is. She said, I can't get it. Then she said, okay, before we got off the phone, she said, by the way, they just told me to tell you to call Kate. That's a sister out in California. To get the names. So they take 2 sisters and get them into the mix. So I called it. So Kay called her mother. The mother said she'll get the names. Went to the movie to see the Matrix. Called her that night, and she got the names. And lo and behold, the first name that comes is out of all these 32 names I got, one of the first name that comes is Ishtah. I'm like, oh shit. That's the first deity that's supposed to be a deity that returns, where the first half of the name is the old name, and this Ta and all, what you're talking about here, this AH is the new aspect, so this is the new mutated or transmutated goddess. So these are living gods and goddesses. So basically, in so many words, the entities that you call on in these old traditions are generic in terms now, because the energy, see, when you're dealing with spirit, you have to track the energy, and words of power invoke the energy. So the energy that you're calling on, you have to have the right words to invoke the new power. So it's about like a person that's called Andy Johnson 100 years ago, and he dies and reincarnates as Bobby Hemmitt, and you call him Andy Johnson. You go, Andy, he in the house, he hearing Andy, he go, but they ain't calling me, and he shut his door. Because you see what I'm saying? But it's the same concept here. These are ancient and dormant aspects of entities, and they're formulas. So you have to have the right name. So now Ishtah, but lo and behold, this is the goddess Ishtah, whereas her husband gets snatched into the underworld, and she's going down in the underworld to get her husband. You see what I'm saying and all? To get her husband. And so the doorkeeper is telling her that, hey, I will, he's reluctant to let her through. And so she is saying, look, you better let me through. Here, dear doorkeeper, open your gate for me. Open your gate and let me come in. Because if you don't open your gate for me to come in, I will smash the door and shatter the bolt. And I shall smash the doorpost and overrun the doors. And I shall raise up the dead, and they shall eat the living. And the dead shall outnumber the living. Now, that's the same thing that's on the movie The Guardian with Mario Van Peebles and Ice Cube. On the side of the thing it says the dead shall outnumber the living. Well, she's saying that the dead shall. Now this is the entity that is said that the dead shall eat the living. Now here it goes again, because these things, some of this stuff can be prophetic. This could be a mother goddess coming back to get the husband. Very well could mean a dead people of her, a people that's her spawn. And she's coming to the underworld. Now, as you know, if you're up top, the underworld would be the earth. And she's coming to the underworld to revive a dead people. Revive a dead people. And she's saying, if you're going to, I shall, but she's still saying she's going to raise up the dead to eat the living. So, on one aspect, it can also be a prophecy, because we know that based on the Hebrew mythology, they say that the world cannot. The Hebrew mythology says that Israel will be in exile until the rise of the Shekinah. In Hindu mythology, they say that they're waiting for the return of the Shakti power, which is the feminine energy. In Egyptian mythology, they say they are waiting for the return of Sekhet Arut, which is the feminine energy. So now, this whole concept could not go off until the queen bee came back. Remember now, in most aspects, the bees and the ants, they have a queen bee that's over all of this. So, but without the queen bee, you can't really activate the swarm. So, based on the Hebrew, the Egyptian, and the Hindu mythology, the whole concept is based off the return of the divine feminine. So planet X hit, and we get this particular entity, Ishtah, which is a composite figure of Isis, Aphrodite, Inanna, all this type of stuff, but it's a new name. The other one is more of a generic term now. So we've been calling on these dead terms, but it's more of a generic term. That's what the first movie, The Mummy, was about. Even the second one, when they was looking at these books to get the words of power, it had to have the right sequence or the right information and all, or the right name. So this particular part here, Ishtah, is the particular new name of an entity, and obviously this must have scared the shit out of the people in the United States or whoever was going up into Iraq to understand that this prophecy is talking about a woman that will shatter the gates and overrun heaven. You see what I'm saying? And she's the chief patron of prostitution, which is interesting here. The chief patron, she's what they call the whore of, you remember the whore of Babylon that you've been taught against all in your, she's called Jezebel in later mythology, but the whore of Babylon that you've been taught against in your church about the whore of Babylon, that's the great whore that's returning. There's a book called The Sacred Prostitute. We're going to get into some of this today by Nancy Qualls Corbett. See, Nancy Quarles Corbett, or Corbett, C-O-R-B-E-T-T. C-O-R-B-E-T-T. The Sacred Prostitute. But I have to give you the concept of this. I'm not trying to let you go out and be no slut. That's not the concept. The concept is not, not we got enough sluts to do the job. So they're doing the job, so you won't have to. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry, there's enough of them that pull up to the plate. So I'm not trying to tell you to be no sacred prostitute. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you some concepts here on another whole level. In the Hemmitt Summit, the motherfucker like they lost their damn mind. You know what I'm saying? And it was interesting, like I said, the end of the year after the Hemmitt Summit, people that lost their mind, and they had people flying from all over the world to Australia to go to a whole sexual summit. White folks. There was a whole, they had one on sex toys in Las Vegas. And had over 100,000 people showed up the first day. You see what I'm saying? But we all pious and righteous. You see what I'm saying? So we're not talking about the concept here of you getting off no booty. We know that's virtually impossible. You know, that's virtually impossible. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the concept here of uninhibited and freedom and liberation outside of what the patriarchal view think about you. The only reason why you even just get all tight when I'm talking about these types of things is because you've been trained by a male that it's not ladylike for you even to discuss this thing. You see what I'm saying? Now, if there was a bunch of niggas up and there wasn't no sisters up in here and said, I could get right off the damn hook with this shit. And as soon as the first nigga complain, we'll look at that motherfucker go, you got, I detect a hint of mint. You know what I'm saying? You have to straighten up. Oh, yeah. We ain't got what we talk about when you ain't around. That's a whole other realm. And believe me, we talk. I'm just joking with y'all. No, I ain't. But anyway, Ishtah is this particular entity. And I want to put these particular names back up here again, because there's several names that came now, and the reason why I say this is very important, because if you've been dealing with these particular entities, and you, in this particular instance, now is the time to reveal a great deal more. So we're going to try to, we're going to give some of the most potent ones that came. These are the ones that came through on, like I said, 5-15-03. These are 5 primal entities. Ishtah. Now listen, this stuff here, let me try to explain this. I've been doing this stuff for 11 years. And up until 2001, it was bringing out the data and the concepts and bringing out the data and doing a whole lot of intellectual remembering. We had to rehash thousands of years of data and reveal the mysteries. But that was the data of learning, and now we're talking about entering through the door. So as a result, I started entering through the door. Stuff started breaking in 2000, and in 2001 I entered into a door. Remember your boy Kundalini was talking about how last time he said like he stuck his hand in this thing and they said he was dead?
Right, yeah.
Well, certain people are already dead. He's one. The sister Kimberly called me up in June of 2001. She said apparently a couple of weeks ago you died in your sleep and you didn't know it. Okay. Atiba talks about, that they have it on tape, about, what's your boy that did the Ancient Future? Wayne Chandler, how he got hit by a car. When did he get hit by a car? I don't know, a couple of months ago. I think it was. He got hit by a car that was flying up in the air and landed and nothing was wrong with it. And the car had a big old dent. Then I got a friend in Pitt in Philadelphia. He's 62 years old. He partied, getting all drunk and shit. He partied with these witches that I talk about that had these witches that was with me up at that came to the Hemmitt summit. He partying with them. And he stepped out in the car and get run over. He crawling from up under the exhaust pipe of the damn car in the back. He go walk 3 city blocks to his sister's house, get his sister to drive him back, and he's standing up in the crowd going, what the fuck happened? And they say somebody got hit by a car, and they say, well, we can't find him all, and somebody going, it's you, nigga, you the one that got skid marks all over your damn pants. Oh. And he got tire marks all over he's 62 years old. Tire marks. I said, well, damn, nigga, did you get hurt? He said, I had one little scratch on my face. He said, the next day that healed up. So you're talking about people who have made the transition. So Kundalini said that he'd gone to a certain level, and he'd gone to a certain level, and he stuck his hand in this thing in.
It was a blood pressure machine.
Yeah, and they said you supposed to be dead when it happened, and it beat and go off. Hmm?
It goes on your finger to test the oxygen level.
Yeah, they say you supposed to be dead. You see, you supposed to be dead. So, so we know that there's people. So people started making the transition to go through the doorway. So now, what I'm trying to explain to you now is what we're dealing with here now, because I know after 11 years of doing this stuff like that, nigga, we tired of hearing that shit. When we getting up out of here, when some shit gonna jump off? At 2001, these entities started coming with new names. And these particular new names meant that we had a breakthrough now. To give you the information, what we're talking about is this here. The entire occult white world. And the reason why they're all over there in Iraq and all over the thing, they're trying to find some kind of breakthrough. Something for the next realm. And they have been in this thing for 140 years and they ain't had a convert to Christ or nothing. Ain't hitting a lick out of damn snake. And believe me.
Just like you look for the Hall of Records?
The Hall of Records and all this, they're all over with the book, Stargate Conspiracy. That's what this thing is about. They're trying to look for the breakthrough. So what they did was they went into up to 1990. They couldn't, up to 1990, they decided, well, look, take all this stuff and put it in these occult bookstores and turn it over to our children. And maybe the children can figure it out. None of them could. It was a missing ingredient. Motherfuckers, you didn't go to the ghetto. Who the hell you think gonna do it? But the raunchy ghetto niggas. You know, so you didn't go to the hood. Meanwhile, the hood was going through their resurgence of consciousness. So now, they looked up, and one brother had heard about me in Atlanta. He announced on the radio, we got these black Thelemites, or these black people in Atlanta, and they all laughed at him. You know, Thelemite is the crawlist thing. They all laughed at him and said, you're crazy as hell. He told them, he said, you all fight, they fight. He said, we got these walls and you all fighting, and you're going to look up and there's going to be some black people running this shit. He said, I saw them. So then they started going around, they trying to get us to join these groups so that we can do research, so we can give them the breakthrough. But they, you know, like that. But see, I ain't kind of one of them kind of niggas. I didn't come back to the planet to teach white folks. You know, so this ain't no Rainbow Coalition shit right here. Yeah, this ain't no Rainbow Coalition. You know, this ain't no Rainbow Coalition. Now, I mean, there's got to be some shit that's exclusive for us. You know what I'm saying? For the common folk. The upper lower class and the lower class. Because we know that the lower class, upper lower class is nothing but, you know, niggas with a title and shit, you know. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't got no juice. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no juice up or down. Just one paycheck away from poverty. And stuff like that. One paycheck away from poverty. You know. But really ain't got no juice. But so what happened is they were all looking for this particular information, and they had a break, and we had the breakthroughs. Now, Planet X was supposed to hit on May the 15th, 2003, the same time that they put out the movie, the same time they had the eclipse that night, they put out Matrix, and lo and behold, there's always some shit. When the Labrador character came, I'm in the conversation with Kimberly, And it was right before I'm getting ready to hang up the phone with her. She go, oh, by the way, there's this entity lava came through. And that whole thing went down last year. And at the same time he was coming through, Michael Jackson was writing this song about the monster from Never Neverland coming to fuck white people up. And that's what they mad with his ass about. Motherfucker say the monster, where the monster from? Never Neverland. We gonna read that shit again, that's profound. Michael Jackson say the monster coming. Say gonna get your woman too. Ain't that a bitch? That's on it was Invincible. It's the last song on the CD called Threatened.
Okay.
You want the damn 9/11, you want the terrorists? I'm gonna tell you who the terrorist is. That motherfucker said in the monster from Never Neverland. Then that nigga went up to Harlem and talked shit about white folks. And niggas ran behind the goddamn car. It's a beautiful thing. I used to talk shit about Michael Jackson till them white people started hating him. Then I said, all right, you my man again.
And he had already
Off the wall and some moon dancing there, huh?
He had already married the king's daughter.
Yeah, like what's the name said? Now your boy, Paul Mooney said, go ahead on, Michael. So all the shit Elvis done stole from us,
That's right.
by the time he done gave something back. Elvis pressed the door.
When he did the Free Willy song and he stood up and opened up his Kundalini and raised out, that's when I had real respect for him.
Yeah, see, so it's the ones that the ones that you least expect.
Yeah.
And he got shit on the last song on that. That motherfucker talking about a monster from Never Neverland coming to fuck you up. Right in there. And then Rod Serling comes on and says, Rod Serling comes on and says, you have witnessed what can be the end of a particular terrifying nightmare. It isn't. It is the beginning. God damn! Shit is on! So this year, when we get ready to hang up the phone, she said there's 4 primal entities. And like I told you, I'm so glad that, although I've spearheaded a lot of this stuff based on the research and all the stuff and all this, the last couple of years, I'm glad that it came from the sisters. And I said, y'all really hook this shit up. I said, because if I would have got the channels or some kind of shit, they go, that nigga there trying to make up some shit. That nigga there done got desperate, now he's trying to make up some shit. Some new entities and shit like that. And I've been talking all these years and ain't shit been going down. So I was glad that it came through sister from California, sister from, sister from California, and the sister, mainly the sister from California and the sister from Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? You see, in cahoots with me as confidants, it all came together, but I'm glad the 2 sisters got it. So she said, see, primal deities are here. And I'm like, well, give me the names. She said, well, I can't give you the names because I'm not getting it. And I said, oh, I see what they're doing. Y'all got a little joint thing going on. Then before she hung up on, they said, you better call Kay. You better call Kay. Kay, so she, Kay in California, the East Coast, West Coast shit. So she can get the names. So I called Kay that night, and Kay came up with Ishtah, which I said, we hitting gold here. I said, we just got out of Iraq. So Ishtah, the next one is, these are very extremely powerful. You see what I'm saying? So these are extremely powerful. But now is the time to get these things out. Ishtah, Monu, Noku, Mana, in hold up, get this right. Get this right. Y'all alright?
Yeah.
Very powerful shit now. Don't be skating. Y'all need to be jotting this shit down. It's his business. You need to be jotting this stuff down because it might save your ass. Might save your ass soon. Inma 2. Inma 2. These are the ones she came up with. Ishtah, Monu, Noku, Mana, Inma 2. Those are, what's that, 5? Those are 5 she came up with. Those are 5 that she came up with, the Sister K from California. So I called Kimberly back up and gave her these names. Ishtah, Monu, Noku, and Inma 2. Ishtah, Monu, Noku, Mana, Inma 2. Just then the spirits came back and it separated. It was actually 7, which is key. That's that whole 7 African spirits. So when the spirits came back to Kimberly, the one in Atlanta, said that she told there's 2 more coming. And then it came this word. I really like this one here. You know this is a motherfucking hoe from the hood right here. Watch this. TT. Oh yeah. Yeah, it should be double E or TT is double E. Y'all know TT. Is that a double E?
Well, it should be double.
I want to need that ebonics on this shit now.
Yeah, make it double E so everybody pronounce it right.
Right. Now, Tete have something like that.
Yeah.
We need to get ebonics on this one.
2 E's and
2 E's and, 2 E's.
T-E.
Yeah. TT came. I said, oh shit, you know that this shit had to come from the ghetto. I said it was coming from the ghetto. TT ass done showed up. Her black ass done showed up. TT. So some guys say TT. I said, oh shit. All that Keisha, Madisha, Moesha and shit was like coming from the spirit realm the whole time. But we got it here from the spirit realm. TT. Shaniqua. Say, goddamn, TT, you can get this motherfucker slit, smoke, lick a bull up this shit. Some St. Ives. TT, and the last one was, and then here's another one. Here's another one that came that's closer to one of the older ones, and that was J-O-B-A-H, Jehovah. Jehovah, like Jehovah, Jehovah. But you know now in Hebrew, when you look at that Jehovah thing and stuff, that's feminine. Jehovah comes. Huh? Yahweh. Jehovah comes in this one. She said, TT and Jehovah. You know. Now, these are 7 primordial powers. You see what I'm saying? We're unleashing today. Because remember now in the movie The Mummy, you got to have those words of power? This is the kind of shit that you're going to need, you see what I'm saying, to do your magic with. Now, how you do your magic is how you get creative with this shit. Because the more creative you are with it, you see what I'm saying, the more powerful it is. The more powerful it is. You see. Now these and stuff, I call these 7, I call them out, Ishtah, Monu, Noku, Mana, Inma 2. You say Jehovah, TT. I call out these babies here, and I'm standing at the bus stop. I'm like, yo, I don't want to see no rain now, goddammit. I don't want, just any kind of thing, on that particular level until we get to some real deal stuff. But this is but I said it's interesting that would come, those would come 7. So that's very key. And that's very key. So then we're going to start off with them and do the libations. Like I said now, you want to... Now I asked Ishtah, I said, I made up a new batch of elixir. And I asked her, did she like the elixir? She said, oh, hell no. I'm sweet. So I know then, I said, okay, I got you, number. I know what you want. So her elixir, you're going to get you a big thing of gin. Now I need somebody to get a channel for me. See if anybody can get a channel. Ask the spirit. Now all you got to do is just look in your mind. I'm asking the sister right now. Ask Ishtah, does she want gin or does she want rum? And see what you get. White gin or white rum. And see can somebody come up with the answer. I need to know, because this is how the spirit works. Does she want gin or does she want white rum? See what you get. Any sister can come up with it. It's like a thought will come in your mind. A thought. Or it might be the voice. If you're good, it could be the voice. See if anybody can get this. Maybe the brothers might can get it. Who knows? Is anybody coming up with anything? Gin or rum? Gin. You got gin?
I got gin.
You got gin? You got gin? Okay, that's what it is.
I got golden rum.
Golden rum?
Gin.
Gin. Okay then. Well, the gin's happened. All right then. So this is what she wants. She wants gin.
And rum.
I got white rum.
White rum? Okay then. All right then. This is what we're going to do here.
Can't have both?
We're going to trade off. We're going to trade off. Okay now, we'll do it this way. So now I'm channeling. For your most, when you want the real power, when you want some stronger stuff, you want the gin. When you want an elegant thing, you want white rum. Alright. Now this is what you're going to do. You're going to take gin or white rum. Depends on what kind of power you want for her. And you're going to mix it with lemon juice.
Fresh squeeze.
Now you ain't got to go all that. Just get you one of them little,
Right.
them little round little lemon juice. And you mix it up in there. Mix that lemon juice up or whatever, a bottle. You mix it, mix the gin with the lemon juice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take honey and squeeze your honey up in there until you get it as sweet as you want. And you can dictate how sweet you want it based on how much honey. So basically, something what you're going to be making lemonade.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? But now with this, you got to keep it in the refrigerator once you put the lemon juice in. You see what I'm saying? You see. Now, to make this thing, the gin, or the what you call it, the gin, or the white rum, and the lemonade, and the lemon juice, and the honey, because she said sweet, so the more honey, the better it is. She said, I'm sweet. So that means she's telling you how she want her shit. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to put the more honey, the more you get the honey.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're going to put this in here, and you're going to call him Ishtah, and you're going to use this elixir for any kind of healing. So if a motherfucker got AIDS, or whatever they done gave him, this is the most powerful bitch on the planet. I say that with pride. Because you wear bitch, preachers of the dog star, bitch, bitch, witch. You see, this is the most powerful hoe on the planet. Well, they say she's the priestess of patriarchal god of the divine host. So now we can call the bitch in the hole, and that she's the divine. The shit that the church stuff throughout. They say that the stone that the builders rejected will become the cornerstone.
Right.
Well, all through the Bible and all through the thing, they hate the hoe.
Right.
They hate the hoe. The hoe is the one that's going to be venerated. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but that's just the way it is. Remember I told you that the one that had the most, that the girl who was the biggest hoe had the more high concentration of melanin. We're going to get into that tonight today when we go into the whole melanin thing in a few minutes. So now, what's that?
You mix them together or?
You mix them together. You make the elixir. You see what I'm saying? You make the elixir. You see. We got the three sister one going on also too. Now remember now, the reason why these things are going to work is because although these things are getting out on the video, it's still a small community. It ain't no 4,000 or no 3 million white people into this. Alright, now issue now I'm going to put this on the video. Now I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to the spirit world. Now Ishtah, Monu, No, Kumana, Imatu, TT, and Jova. Now I know as soon as we put this on the video, because the white people get the videos, because the agents come and buy the videos, the white people won't start using it. I want you to know we're going to put this on the video. Any motherfucking crackers use this shit, you are to kill that motherfucking monkey ass. Alright? Now this is the shit. I'm talking to you in the thing now. I'm commanding you to do this shit now. Because I know they looking for our shit. Well, look, I'm trying to tell you, they give them a one-way ticket to hell. Any motherfucking cracker do this shit, kill them. But first, have them go drop their damn life saving off at 1766. give me all that money. See what I'm saying? So we want you to kill them crackers, give them all the money, and we take their dogs and put them out there on the damn highway, and we can make some money off them. Put them on Horse Road. Like they said, fuck these crackers. You don't like it? Lump it. Because we gonna know they're gonna try to run and go try to do some shit. So we trying to tell you now, Ishtah now. Kill these motherfuckers. Alright now. Because this is ancestral now. And the fucking Yoruba, the Nigerian done pimped that Yoruba shit till they done inducted, not Santeria, and the white, that Nigerian done inducted, made priests, Yoruba priests, 5 million white folks in our ancestral shit. But this is the new shit now. And this is for the chaos beings, the melanin carriers, Melchizedeks. And so that's what time it is. You see, that's what time it is. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull libations, start off with these, and then go into the libations, and we're going to spit this 3 sisters, and then we're going to put some more names on the board that you can utilize, and we're going to give you, let's see, that's 7.
Plus those 10.
Plus I'm going to give you 10 more.
Last 10.
I'm going to give you 10. I'm getting ready to give you 10. You're going to end up with 17. Okay? These are entities that you can use. No, I'm going to give you more than 10. I'm going to give you 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. 12 more. You know, so that's going to be 29. It's going to be 19. That's a cool number, 19. All right, you heard? All right. Ishtah, Ishtah, Ishtah. Monu, Shoku, Mana, Imatu, Titi, Shoku, Otija, Sheja, Sheola, Shula, Omakumu, Alcala, Lavado, Kakombo, Lokeyo, Ovalensu, Lalila, Zarabanda, Madre de Agua, Madre de la Luna, Mama Shola, Santísimo Muerte, Santísimo Pico San Simón, Francisco Fierrero, La Spiritual and Tranquilis, El Cristo Negro, El Cristo Rey. Let's see. Going right along. I want to pull some of these here, deal with some of these. Erzuli Frida, Erzuli, Mrs. Erzuli, Erzuli Nova, Rain Erzuli, Erzuli Loki, Erzuli Kika, Erzuli Pumba, Erzuli Turex, Erzuli Turex, Congo Nasbad, Congo Sabine, Chapelo, Manadaki, Pumba, Tita, TTC, TTPP, TTC, Marinette PC, Manadaki Muaki, Miss Charlotte, Dalasinia, Aaron Samadi, Guati of the New World, Guati Head of the Guide, Guati Brave, Guati Double, Guati Feathers, Guati Chittery, Guati Labrie, Guati Lawawa, Baron Samadi, Baron LaCroix, Shout to Baron Samadi, Down by the Widow, David Widow, Babe, Akwi, Loco, Akri, Adam Cole, Loki Asu, Aquazu, Akikazu, Aksay, Daka, Marasha, Akatra, Akasolo, let's see here, let's see. Osa, Heru, Heru Rahar, Heru Seppi, Heru Bird, Heru Bahuti, Rahar Hewitt, Rahar Kuit, Heru Bahuti, Hamakis, Hamerti, Harorbe, Nessie, Azuki, Sushar, Sebe, Sobe, Saku, Sahu, Sate, Perseus, Jason, Medea, Hercules, Apollo, Diana, Artemis, Athena, Echidna, Nemean lion, Beelzebub, Methuselah, Inanna, Ishtah, Astarte, what? Let's go on. Mithra, Baal, Sophia, Kemet, Akasha, Akasha Daoud, Akasha Bad. Somebody cough in this shit so here. Okay, Brahma, Vishnu, Brazili, Ramachandra. Okay, Fumo, okay, Das, Sebek, Swaya, Hemmitt, Keva, Shaka, Iris, Shipra, Shaka, and the word mammy. Ain't this a bitch? Mammy. Now come to find out, mammy, this came to me yesterday when I was looking in this book, and there's a Sumerian deity called Mammy. And it's mammy, and it says, let me read it to you. Put it as Exhibit A, so I ain't trying to make up some shit. Like I want y'all to make me some fucking flapjacks or no shit like that. This is what the thing say. Mammy, a name for the great mother goddess. Ain't that a bitch? The crackers just don't get no break. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like bitch, priestess of the dog star. This interesting here. Here's this section here. This thing right here. You can't get away from it at all. You can't get away from it at all. Now what we can do is this here. Let me see how many I got here. So this is how we do this when we got a short amount of these. Let's see here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and one I need to make another copy. Now, how many people we got in here, basically?
About 21, 22.
Okay, good. So that means that somebody's together that don't have to buy one of these, which is good, because you are together. So by you being with somebody and all, this particular one, I don't know if you already had it and stuff, but I've been talking about this for years, is the Christ ritual. Now, how many people got the Christ ritual already? Okay, you got one. Yeah, it's the Christ ritual. Now, the Christ ritual is a ritual that what you do is, because you know the Christ is nothing but your soul. Christos, Chrysalis, Chrysomelos, the black Christ, you know, it's nothing but your soul. So, since Sirius is rising, which means your soul is awake. If you are here and you are conscious at this particular time, that means your soul is awake. So this is a ritual called assuming the Christ form. And basically what you do is you read out all of this stuff and you put your name where the lines are. You say your names where the lines are. Burn your candle. Now, I made some of these about 6, 7 years ago. I made this back in like 97. About 6 years ago. Sold these to some people in a lecture in Atlanta. And my brother was getting ready to go to court for being in the wrong. I know he got in a car wreck, he hit some white woman or something. He was the one that was wrong. Get ready to go to court, and he knew he was going to get fucked up. And he went in the mirror, and he said, damn, I need some kind of ritual. And he had gone to my lecture like a couple of months before, and he put his hand on this Christ ritual. And he went in there, and he recited it, and put his name in there, and burned a candle. And when he got in the courtroom, they was down about to lock the white woman up, and he was the motherfucker in the wrong. You see what I'm saying? So I know this stuff works, especially now in this dispensation time. So I got these going right now for what, $1, $2? What's the thing you figure?
Good for $1.
$1. So anybody want to get one of these for $1? I got these Christ rituals and stuff. We pass them around and stuff like that. No, but the people want to get it. But this is the kind of shit that you need right now for some power. You see, because what we're doing here is you are putting the power back on you. The church is telling you to go outside of yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it says, just as I have done great works, greater works ye shall do. And is it not written in the law that ye are gods, and you need the Christ ritual?
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, yeah. So if anybody got a $1, you can get one of those things right there, for the people that want to get one. You know, yeah. And so you recite those things, and what you want to do now, for any knuckleheads in your family that's got a little bit of common sense, it's only 2 pages. Now how you get the benefit from it is you recite it, you Xerox it, and you pass it on to the knuckleheads or the conscious people. Now, let's be generous. Okay, for the brother there, okay, yeah. Don't buy 2 for yourself, because you can go and Xerox it. You see what I'm saying? But it's a Christ ritual, and what you want to do, those things work now. We'll do, and at this particular time, you need to put your hands on something that's quick.
Right.
Go in the mirror and recite that thing, or go for your altar and recite it. You see what I'm saying?
Recite it loud.
Huh?
Recite it out loud.
Yeah, out loud. You have to say it out loud. It's the words of power. Remember in the movie The Mummy? They was reciting. Well, this is not reciting to the gods of the old. Now, when they say return, you can return. At the end, I think that they say, the ritual of assumption has well been truly ended, so let it be. Give thanks, yeah. The Christ form, yeah. These are verse 5, but this is, this is, yeah. So now,